Alright, let's get it.
Let's get it.
What's going on, podcast fam? I'm coming into you guys real ASMR like today. It's your lovely, humbled, and honored host, aka OMG on the mic. I say humbled and honored because I feel that way for you guys tuning in today. I was gonna go full character, but I looked at you and you started laughing and I lost it.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Totally fine. No, I'm playing.
You're gonna make a diss track in your head?
Hey, we about to get real deep in this. Saturday night sit downs was good.
Hey, what's good? What's poppin'?
But hey guys, welcome to the Sit Down Podcast. It's another week. DM me right now. I'm gonna send you a sticker because you need a sticker, and then you'll get first dibs on merch coming when it comes. If you've listened to every episode, I don't know how I'm gonna prove that, but if you have, I got some stuff for you because I fuck with you heavy. You're the people I do it for.
Set up a little quiz real quick.
Huh?
Set up a little quiz.
A little
real quick.
quiz,
Yeah.
no, like
Let's
I'm
see
like
you really know me.
Episode 2, minute 30. Like what? What was the theme of episode 14? Like, you know what I mean? Like tell me. Like
Summarize the last conversation we had on episode 22.
There it is. Yeah, it was just like a little pop up quiz. That might be a deal. If you're able to ace my quiz, you get like some free merch when I come out or whatever I got. Like, cause hell yeah. But anyways, I have another great episode for you guys. Another amazing guest. Another quality conversation that's gonna blast in your ears. And do I have any announcements first before I get into it? I don't have any announcements, just business as usual. Okay. But today's guest is another guest from Santa Maria. If you're watching this on the YouTube, we're back in the studio. We're at Room 33 Recording Studios. We're back here with Little Bones is the owner. Shout out to him. Thank you so much for letting me use this space to podcast in. I know this is a music spot, but it looks dope as fuck for podcasting as well. So thank you. Shout out Little Bones. But yeah, we're back out of here in Santa Maria with another Santa Maria artist, creative, inspirational, powerful. I welcome Esperanzita. Has it?
Yeah, Esperanzita.
Esperanzita. Is that say it?
Esperanzita.
Esperanzita. I'm the worst. But anyways, welcome to the Sit Down Podcast. How are you doing? How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. Thank you for having me. Shout out Little Bones. But yeah, I'm feeling good today.
Yeah.
The conversation since we've met has been A1 so far.
Yeah.
Feeling like
Loosey goosey.
Yeah, loosey goosey. Like feeling cool. We chilling.
Yeah. I think this is gonna be a real like. If you're like one of those ones like, should I keep listening? Like, this is what you're about to hear. You're about to hear some goofy, serious conversation. I think it's gonna be goofy. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be but there is gonna be gems in here for sure.
Yeah, gems in here for sure. We got jokes and we got existential crises.
Jokes and gems.
Yeah.
Jokes and gems. That might be the title of the episode. Jokes and gems. I kind of like that.
Okay, fuck it. Let's get it.
So I instead of asking like the basic like tell me a little bit about yourself, like stuff like that. Like instead of doing that, I think it would have been fun if I can start with some questions and like I think from there we can kind of build on as an audience and as a host like about a little bit about who you are and we'll flesh it out from there and see where it goes.
Okay, cool.
Okay. So first question, is cereal a soup? Why or why not?
Oh my God. Why have I never thought of this? Is cereal a soup? No. And I'm going to tell you why. Wait, actually, no. I'm torn. Because, okay, I make a lot of soup, okay?
Okay.
I'm like a soup connoisseur.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
First fact. Serious? I would have never gotten that, but that's the question. So we have a soup enthusiast over here.
No, but like most soups, they gonna have more than just the main ingredient. They gonna have seasoning. Soup requires love and time. Like if you want to get a good tasty broth going for soup, you gotta leave that simmering for a while.
Okay.
Cereal is instant, it's just like basic, like add some, some milk. That's all. That's all you need,
So the time it takes and the love put in is what makes a soup a soup.
Yeah, exactly. So you can't disrespect soup by calling a cereal a soup.
Okay. Well, then let me poke holes in it for the one time.
Okay, I knew this was coming. I'm prepared.
If I got a bowl of Frosted Flakes, all right, I'm going Frosted Flakes. I go sugar. There's your broth.
Oh my god.
There's your love. Some sugar on top of Frosted Flakes. Fight me. You're supposed to do that. Sugar on Frosted Flakes. I cut some bananas into it. Boom, boom.
God.
There's your extras. The milk, the banana, the sugar, the cornflake. That's your broth.
I'm low key. I'm mad because that's why I feel torn.
Because you can get down on some cereal with add the fruits in there.
Most
and all
definitely.
That shit.
I be doing that same shit. I do some granola, some seeds, some coconut flakes. I get crazy with it, bro. Some bananas, like you said.
So I think if you do it like that, then it is a soup.
Yeah, that's true. No, it's not. It feels weird to call it a soup, though. It feels wrong.
Can you imagine that you go over to someone's house? He's like, "You want some soup? Yeah, I'm kind of hungry." And he pulls a bar of cereal for you, and that would be some funny shit.
True's like, I got granola soup and I got Frosted Flake soup. What do you want?
I think, okay. I think honestly, it is a soup, but to call it a soup is weird.
Yes.
Because it's hard to defend it not being a soup.
Yeah, it is. Whatever, bro.
All right. Well, I didn't know you're a soup enthusiast. Are you a foodie?
I am. I most definitely am.
Definitely a foodie.
Yeah. I've recently transitioned to 100% plant-based diet. So I'm a vegan foodie. I'm a plant-based foodie. But yeah, I feel like in the 2 weeks that I've been vegan, I've cooked so much more than I have within the past 3 months. Right,
because I feel like you gotta earn that vegan vegetarian patch.
Oh yeah,
because it's you're really you can't just it's I mean I'm sure there is, but it's not like going to grab a burger or frying up a burger or creating or making tacos real quick, you know what I mean, things like that. You can do kind of like that.
Yeah,
but I feel like with the veganism and vegetarian, it's a little bit more challenging because the choices feel a little more limited. Well, they are limited, of course, because you're taking something out of it, but it just feels and especially if you want it to be really good, it feels like it has to be a little more.
Bro, let me just break it down real quick.
All right, let me see.
It's so simple. It's so simple to be plant-based. The way you think about it is right now, the way you're thinking about it is oh shit, if I went plant-based, I'm gonna have to make a lot of substitutions. Yeah. I'm gonna have to I'm gonna give up a bunch of food. But it's the way you gotta think about it is, okay, I'm gonna be plant-based, so I'm gonna try to see what I can make with this. And go back to the essentials, the basics, which is rice, beans, grains, in general, you can make so many different dishes with just the basics that we need. And a bunch of humans have done it throughout the history of our existence, But at the same time, it is hard because the way we grow up, our culture, it's constantly throwing things like McDonald's in our face, reminding us our phones are constantly listening to advertise what is it that they're craving? Let me remind them real quick, Yeah. So it's hard because you're so used to all these processed foods or just easy to grab, artificial, to give you that fake sense of satisfaction, when in reality there's so much you can explore. I would say someone who's plant-based probably has a more
creativity towards their food.
Yeah, okay, not just that, but I mean they're more open to different dishes, right, than someone who has just grew up on eating lasagna and pizza and fries their entire life. You know what I mean?
I hear you. Yeah.
You hear me?
So has it been that big of a challenge to switch over? And
I feel like it's been an ongoing process ever since I left high school. So when I was 16, 17, I started being introduced to what veganism was, and like I was interested in like reducing my carbon footprint, and it was just like it was a no-brainer for me to try to go vegan. And so, like, you know, as a teenager growing up, and then like everyone would like poke fun at me, like on my family. They'd be like, "Oh, Christy's vegan. She's at Taco Bell. She's vegan." And it's like, bro, they sell rice and beans here. Like, what you mean? But
it's still fire.
Yeah, basically.
I mean, the bean and cheese burritos be going crazy.
Hell yeah. I mean,
can you eat cheese? Or do you do cheese or no?
Well, no. I would do a plant-based cheese, like a cashew cheese, or like
cashew
cheese. Yeah, dude, you can use cashews to give it like that. Like usually nuts are what give either meaty or cheesy flavor to dishes that you would want those flavors from. Bro, you can create almost anything. You can recreate almost anything. They got vegan egg yolks nowadays.
I didn't know you could make cheese out of peanuts.
Yeah. Well, you can imitate cheese.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying I don't know how you take a peanut and then make it cheesy like.
It's all down to the love in the process.
That's insane.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I'm gonna send you some recipes.
Peanuts are actually really diverse. What was that?
I said I'm gonna send you some recipes.
Hey, do that. Do that. I mean, because I need to see TikToks on this.
Yeah, you do. Dude, TikTok is the shit when it comes to recipes. They got so much. Dude, TikTok is cool. Like, damn, I remember last year, I just like everyone had this mentality of like, I'm too cool for TikTok. Have you downloaded TikTok yet? Like, you know, like older people, you know? And then like I remember seeing this meme that was like, or this status, like probably back in like November, someone was like, we're month so and so into the quarantine and I still haven't downloaded TikTok. And it's like, bro, why are you flexing that? Like, TikTok is cool. Like,
why are you flexing that?
Weird flex, but okay.
Flex. Like, okay.
Yeah, exactly.
That is really funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you heard of the one of the newer social media apps that are kind of on the rise?
I've started like Clubhouse.
That's the one.
Right?
I'm talking
Is that
about.
the one you're talking about? Okay, yeah. Most recently, it's been popping up on like my like daily intake, like when it comes to social media, because like I spend some time on Facebook still. I'm a grandma. I still spend a lot of time on Facebook, actually.
Sometime, and then it turns into a lot of time.
Yeah, sometimes, actually, all the time.
Facebook is still king. I mean, people want to call it old and all that stuff, but Facebook is still king.
Dude, it's just like, it's so much different from Instagram. Yeah. I think what I really like from being on Facebook is all of the different like groups that I'm in, all the different Facebook groups. So like, I forgot what we were talking about. Like, why was I leading into Facebook?
Because we're talking about Clubhouse.
Oh, yeah, we're talking about Clubhouse. Yeah. A lot of those groups have been mentioning Clubhouse as like it seems cool, but I haven't like looked into it. Can you explain exactly what Clubhouse is?
Of course, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Clubhouse is an audio form only app.
Oh.
So no pictures, no text, no what else? Video, I guess. So it's audio only, and the bare bones of it, it's a bunch of different chat rooms. So, it's chat rooms with whoever makes them. So, like, for example, like but also too, Clubhouse is very, very early in its creation. So it's only been around for like, I want to say like 8 months, but it might be like, it's coming up on a year. It hasn't been around for a year yet.
Oh, wow.
But it's exploded. Like, it's ready, like as far as downloads now, it's like number one downloads now. But the thing is, right now it's still low key in its beta.
Okay.
So like it can't handle, like if you download a Clubhouse right now and you made a account, it would tell you. Oh,
you have to get an invite from someone.
You have to reserve your your name.
Yeah.
And then they'll put you on that reservation, and then you'll just wait until you get invited in.
Yeah.
Or I don't know. I don't know if you wait long enough, they'll just let you in. I don't know about that. Because I was waiting, but then randomly one of my buddies like invited me. I was like, oh shit, bet, like cool. Yeah. So I got in that way. And so basically what it is, it's like a bunch of different chat rooms, and like they'll have like the title of like what the chat room is.
Yeah, and like what they're discussing.
So like a couple of chat rooms I've jumped in, or it's like a bunch of like social media marketers talking about the state of social media today and how it's playing and
that's
what
so
it's
cool.
looking like, the landscape. So you're basically hopping into a live podcast.
That's so dope.
But it's a chat room, and you just listen to people. And so there's different things too, like the moderators. The moderators are the ones that have quote unquote control of the room, meaning they can always talk or not talk. But like, so if you want to like, so there's the moderators, and those are the guys like are like in the room like that you're listening to, and then there's the people in the room, and they're like right below them, like the way it's like laid out, and then the people that are in the room are just like the listeners. But if you want to speak, you can raise your hand, and then it'll alert the moderators that you raised your hand, and they'll be like either yes or no, and if they say yes, your mic will come unmuted, and then you can talk real quick, and then say whatever you need to say or contribute to the conversation, or I think they could actually like, or if you do like, are you talking enough, and then they'll just invite you in, and then you just be like a moderator too. You know what I mean?
I
so
see.
like another one I was listening to was like there was like a like mini verses between like Joe Budden and what was his name? I didn't know what the other guy. I just hopped in because like Joe Budden's podcast is like a new podcast. I've been listening. It's not new, but like for me, I've been getting into it again, or not again for the first time. And so he was on Clubhouse, and I jumped in, and he was doing like a versus battle with someone like playing music and stuff. I was like, oh damn! So there's all kinds of like I've jumped in rooms where 21 Savage is like running Metro Boomin, like a bunch of people are on here.
Oh, nice.
And they're just coming on, and they're just like talking about like whatever, you know, like sometimes they're just kind of like sometimes they're boring and not doing anything, you know. There's ones like that, of course. But anyone can make these chat rooms, and you can like, if you wanted to make a chat room and be like if we wanted to make one like, today we're going to talk about veganism, like let's just talk about veganism, and then we hopped into it, and then we do that, and then we invite everyone to come in. They will come in and just chat it up
just
with us
talk
too.
about it. Mm-hmm.
So, and that's all it is, audio only. But what I guess what's like making it unique, or what I've heard from the blogs, is you don't have to just stay on the app. So you can be on the app, exit it out, and then
so it's like a phone call essentially.
It's like a phone call. So like if like you had AirPods or whatever it is. So say for example, I have AirPods. I jump in a chat, boom, I turn the close down the app, put my phone back in my pocket, but I would still hear the chat and everything.
That's cool.
So that's, I think, what's making it stand out really cool, because I know like YouTube had that problem for a while, where like you couldn't exit it out. Losing that was just super annoying. But that's basically what Clubhouse is. I haven't explored it too much. I don't know, like it's just so early. Like no one knows definitely. Like what it is. It's just like at this point, it's just a really cool app.
Yeah, that sounds cool. That sounds really cool. That's like a really good way to. I mean, like visuals are everything, you know. Visuals are dope, and it's cool to have that. But I just feel like we've all just been so plastered to our screens for a good fucking minute now, you know. So it's cool that a social media app like this is popping off, where you don't require your visual attention. You know, you're more focused on what it is that you're intaking.
Substance.
Yeah, the substance of it. Yeah, it's so easy to like scroll past memes like brain dead, you know, in the middle of the night, and like just keep, you know, like. But yeah, you really got to be like, it stimulates your mind.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's honestly like what even like drove me to like audio in general, was because like I feel like audio is one, it's convenient as fuck, because you can listen to this podcast right now while you're driving, while you're like on your computer doing nothing, while you're doing chores, while you're working out, while you're running. Like you can listen to audio without having your hands tied up, without having your eyes tied up, like, and you just have it on, you know. So like you can have that, but then also too, I feel like it works. It like activates your brain in the same way like reading does. Yeah, definitely. You know what I mean? Because like you be listening to a podcast, and like for me, a lot of times too, I'll be listening to a podcast, and like they'll start talking about something, and I'm like, and then they'll start making me think, and now I'm no longer listening to the podcast. Yeah, it's on, but now I'm kind of going in my own head about my own thoughts about this and that and this, and so now my brain's just activated, and like I'm just going, and then that thought kind of fizzles out. I'm like, all right, cool, and I'm back to the podcast. And it happens again, and it's just like constantly like your brain's just working and like activating, and I think that's like what's really cool about it, is like you don't just make people zombies by making podcasts. You actually kind of like open up a different like door in their brain that they might not have been using as much. You know? You know what? Now that you think about it, Clubhouse is probably going to be iconic, like monumental. Because if you think about it, like it's like TED Talks, right? TED Talks are amazing because like you got, like if, let's say you want to learn about something, right? And you were back in the 50s
and you had to like go to school for it to
Yeah.
learn all about that, or you had to find the right books.
Yeah.
Whereas now we have so many resources in our
Yeah.
hand. So something like Clubhouse could really like, I don't know, like be a lot, like super resourceful for
Yeah.
for anyone who's just trying to like fill themselves up with knowledge and whatever it is that they're you know, curious about. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, because it kind of makes me think too. Like, I feel like it is kind of like podcasting, but the difference is you're right with them right now. It's not like pre-recorded like this. Like, we're recording this today, but people won't see this for like almost like a month from now,
Yeah.
or 2-3 weeks from now. But like, if we were to hop on a Clubhouse thing, like, hey, if you want to hear the podcast now, right now, and like get content now, and like kind of hear maybe what gets cut out, like. The the opening ceremony part, like
Yeah.
that people may or may not have listened to, depending on if I kept it in or not.
Yeah.
But like, we could start like a Clubhouse thing right now,
And they
invite
would have all
everybody,
been part of that.
and then you can just hop in right now, and like you can just. It's not like live though, because what live is like you have to hop on Instagram, be on Instagram, stay in live,
Yeah.
stay on the Instagram
Stay on the camera app.
and now you can't. Now you're like can't do anything else with your phone.
Yeah.
You know, and so that's kind of annoying. But with Clubhouse,
Yes.
you can just hop in the Clubhouse, listen to what we're talking about. And then you can still be on Instagram, still be on Twitter, still be like scrolling through whatever
Yeah.
you're scrolling, Pinterest, whatever. But you're listening to us now
Yeah.
too, live,
Yeah.
in person.
Oh, dude, that's cool. Because like, okay, when I was in the car waiting for you to get here, I a couple days ago, I posted on my story like, hey guys, ask me some questions that I want to go live and answer.
Yeah.
And so I was
saw
like,
that, yeah.
I was like, hey, maybe I could do my live real quick and just like make a quick video. And I was like, wait, but how am I going to read the questions? I need my phone. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So that Clubhouse would have come in clutch if I wanted to just like start a conversation right then and
right
there,
then and there.
you know?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
exactly.
so dope. That's cool. Hey.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
gonna jump on Clubhouse.
Exactly. I can invite you. I have 2 more invites left.
Hell yeah, invite me.
I can invite you in, yeah.
Send it right now. I'm just kidding.
But also something else that's kind of cool. Now my mind's working on this because I've been trying to think about how am I going to utilize Clubhouse. Like, how am I going to utilize it? Because I definitely want to utilize it in a way where I can like invite more people into the podcasting, invite more people into like what I'm doing, like with the sit down for like everybody. And I thought this came to mind too. Like something that would be kind of cool too is like, okay, because you know how we didn't know each other up until we just met right now, right?
Yeah.
Of course we talked to demons and stuff, but what if like we hopped into the Clubhouse early, like even like while I was driving over here, invited everyone, and then we just started kind of just talking.
Oh yeah.
Like and just like oh like we want to hear about this, or like oh like what is this even podcasting,
Yeah.
like what is the sit down, or if someone that's coming from like my end, they're like who is this,
Yeah.
like who is this guest, and you can talk to them directly right there and
Yeah.
then, and like start making these connections already, so then when the episode comes out, they're like, oh fuck, like what did they actually talk about? Like we
Yeah.
heard everything right before it.
That's cool.
And then boom, then the episode comes out like, oh shit, like that's like we talked about that, you know what I mean? So it's like you can start like almost like having all the build up,
Yeah.
and they could be there for that and like be chiming in, like almost like instead of live tweeting, you're live like they're talking.
Yeah, definitely.
So that is
It's
kinda
like
lit,
a mixer before your event, before your episode.
Yeah,
A
like
mixer
imagine
or
like
something.
right before a show, like you're like, hey guys, I'm about to hop in the show, but like come to the Clubhouse and listen to like all the interactions that happen behind the scenes, and
Yeah.
and just keep them on. They can hear on like just have an AirPod on so they can hear everyone that's talking.
Yeah.
They can chime in when they want, and you see like, oh shit, like hop on, and like oh, this
Dude.
person has this question for you, and then like. And then they
Yeah.
ask a question like, oh, boom, like what the fuck? Okay,
Yeah.
hold on, my mind is going crazy.
Dude,
right now.
hell yeah. Day in the life of a podcaster. Join me at the Clubhouse to find out, you know?
That'd
Like,
be-
hell yeah.
Audio only though. You don't have to worry about like angles, like
Yeah.
visual, like appeal, things like that.
Yeah.
You just listen, like
That's true.
because like I don't know. I like listening. Like it's a medium that I think I enjoy a lot, and like I feel like a lot of people can still, you know.
Yeah. Okay, you know what? I feel like Clubhouse is going to be like the yin to the yang of our, I guess what, the yin to like TikTok, which
Yeah.
is like all visual, like, you know, like if
Yeah.
you want to make a TikTok, you got to put in work. Like if
Bruh.
like all the work that comes with like a bunch of creatives that are like painting their faces and those transitions and like the drip, you know.
Even like the editing though, like
Even the editing,
editing, like because like I'm trying to figure out how to get like this podcast on a TikTok in like the right way, right?
Yeah.
Like there's ways to present the podcast like the way I present the podcast on Instagram doesn't work for TikTok.
Yeah.
And the way I promote it on TikTok doesn't work for Facebook.
No, it's,
you know what I mean?
It's its own ecosystem.
Exactly.
In itself,
and so I was trying to figure it out. And so I spent like, I almost spent like an hour editing this little video.
Oh yeah, be like that.
It came out dope as shit though. Like I really liked it.
That's good.
And then TikTok muted it. Because it was too like vulgar. Because it was that from that little clip. I don't know if you saw that about is jerking off on the airplane illegal?
I saw that.
and then they muted it. So then when I posted it, they just took it out. So everything was on there, but it was just muted. You couldn't hear anything. I'm like, bro, I spent like an hour on this for you guys.
Wow.
But I was able to post it on Instagram, and it's doing all right on Instagram. So
yeah.
But actually, okay, so actually right here, like hidden gem right here, hidden gem. Right now, the reach and the organic attention and what's the word?
The engagement
and the way the algorithm's working right now on Instagram Reels.
Oh.
Is insane.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
So
most definitely.
Like if you post like so like right now like so I posted that one video clip I had on my main page, and it got maybe like I think it's like approaching like 300 views, right? And then I made that thing I made for TikTok. I just put it on there because it fits just like the same. And that thing's approaching 1,000.
Yeah.
So it's almost 700 plus more because it's a reel.
Yeah.
Versus just a post.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah.
Like, the reach on it is crazy right now on Instagram Reels.
Yeah, yeah.
Hold that.
Reels are where it's at right now.
Yeah, so I need to start. I was driving over here. I was like, fuck, like I need to start editing now. Like,
yeah.
Like, that's the probably the reason why I'd get a Tesla. So it can drive me, and I'm like, bro, I need to fucking hop in and start like. Because on my way here, I low-key started... Because, like, now, like, I will start having, like, almost, like, mini anxiety attacks and, like, stress out. Because I'm like, I need to do this. And I'm like, fuck, but I can't. And, like, because, like, I just wanted, like, that thought came to my head. I'm like, yo, I need to start putting out reels now. Like,
bro, I feel that anxiety. Sometimes I'm, like, laying in bed at, like, 3 a.m. and I'm like, I need to make a TikTok. I need to get on it.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I think as I've gotten older, like, I noticed like I'm a person where like if I'm not doing something that like I really want to, or like I'm working for it, meaning like even just hanging out with my girlfriend, I'm fine with that because I'm contributing and like engaging and like with that relationship. Like that's what it takes, you know, time, just leisure time, like all this stuff that you put into it. Like I never feel that's a waste of time because you know that's part of keeping a healthy relationship and stuff. But the time like when she's like gone or whatever, and I'm just chilling and sitting doing nothing and like literally watching TV or whatever, I'm like, and I start it like slowly keeps going and my head starts hurting and I'm like
get anxious.
Yeah, I get anxious the only time, but it's like I already did everything. Everything's cool. Like it's okay to chill right now.
I feel that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, so I noticed like what keeps me sane is like, so I need to get a fidget spinner because keeping my hands occupied helps so much with that. So much. Like I started doing tech decks.
Oh, that's cool.
I started getting back into tech decking, and so now like when I'm just like chilling watching TV, like I sit there with like a little like thing and I just mess with it, like do little ollies and like it helps me so much because if I don't have like something, if it's okay, like it's my chill time, but if I'm like not doing anything with my hands, I start like kind of like my head will start hurting and just being anxious. I'm like, why am I anxious? Like,
bro, I feel like we're just like a lot of people nowadays have ADHD in that sense.
Yeah.
Like from all that technology that we've just been, you know, indulging in.
Yeah.
Because like, I mean, I've had a computer since I was like 10. No, I was like 9 years old when I got my first computer. And like ever since then, I've just been like, you know, glued to a screen. Yeah. Like whether it's like it's not like I'm just like dumb, you know, like all I do is intake like you know, like superficial visuals. I mean, like it's cool. It's been a cool process to grow up in this age where we have access to so many different things, you know, like one of my main things were like conspiracy videos.
Oh man.
Yeah, conspiracy videos or like alien videos or like where like supernatural ghost caught on film type stuff. You know what I mean?
Those days.
Yeah, exactly.
Top 10 most scariest moments ever. Like, and you're watching just like, oh fuck, and then like. Yeah, this will fall over. Like, oh my God.
And it's like when you're personally, you know, when I was young, like when I first started using the internet, I believed everything on there. I remember one time. Here's a funny story. Don't laugh. Don't laugh. You probably will though. Okay, so it was like I just had gotten my computer, got this pop-up, and it was like free iPad. You gotta click this. You gotta click this link and give us all your sensitive information. So I called my uncle and I'm like, hey, Tio, what's your social security number? And he was like, why? And I was like, oh,
I'm trying to win this iPad.
I'm trying to win this iPad. He was like, Christy, are you fucking serious right now? Like, I'm about to tell your mom to take your computer away. I was like, oh, fuck, my bad.
Speaking, I have, though, so that happened to me one time, too. But it got real bad. Like, it was all, like, borderline scary.
Are you serious?
So, it happened with this Mac. Because you know how Mac are, like, almost, like, impenetrable in, you know what I'm trying to say? Impenetrable. That's right enough.
Secure as fuck. Secure AF.
Secure as fuck. All right. And so, some of those ads like would happen to me like that too, and then it would be like, oh, like your because I would be downloading like random shit like audio files, shit like that, and because I remember because I wanted to get games on here so bad. And then so I would like try to download like gaming systems and stuff, and then it would always, and what it got me was like oh, your Adobe's like out of date or whatever, and so I kept on trying to download everything, and then all of a sudden like every like 5 seconds like an ad would pop up. Every 5 seconds an ad would just keep popping up, and it would be like and then sometimes I could knock it out. And then it would be cool for like an hour, and then again, boom, boom, boom. Like, I'm like, what the fuck? Like this, and then this is when I was younger. I think I was like fresh out of high school because I got this as like 2014, so it's hella old. But I got it like then, so this was like right out of high school, or whatever. And then I'm like, what the fuck's going on? And then I remember like we're trying to figure it out, and then it was one of the, then one of the ads was like about like cleaning and like helping out with that. And I was like, oh, this would be nice or whatever. And we did all that, and then like we were calling, and so they make it look like you're calling Apple, like so IT support, right? And so we're going through all this, and then we're on like the phone, and everything's going good, and like they're helping us download more stuff, right, to clean and everything.
Oh my god! And everything was cool.
And then I remember we got to some point, and like me and my mom, like, cause we're trying to figure this out. Me and my mom were both kind of like, yo, this is not feeling right anymore.
Yeah.
You know. And then I remember like, and then he slipped up one time. The guy like on the phone kind of slipped up one time, and then we're like,
what do you mean slipped up? Like he gave himself away?
Yeah, like he gave himself away. I forgot what it was because it's such a long time ago. But he kind of slipped up and kind of gave, and that it set us. And then that all of a sudden like me and my mom were kind of like, wait, and then I felt like he felt it too, and he was like, and then he said something, and then like then me and mom started asking all kinds of questions, and then he was like, and then he kind of started laughing. And we're like, oh, fuck, no. And then we got hella scared. And we got so scared. Like, it was just like, because it's like from those movies, like, what the fuck? Like, someone's like, because that's the only way they can hack you is manually, like, you doing it pretty much. Like, through Apple, at least.
Yeah.
And it was just like the scariest thing. And I remember I was like, we freaked out. And I closed my laptop and I didn't like touch it for like a minute. And then we finally figured it out. But like, it was scary as hell.
Dude, yeah, that's crazy. Damn, that's an intense story. Yeah, mine. Luckily, my uncle stopped me. Yeah, I didn't give out his social security number. Yeah. he's secure, okay? Like, no, nothing bad happened. Okay. But yeah, that's crazy. We live in a day and age where like data is everything.
Yeah, I was just looking up some stuff earlier, and it was like, because you know how they ask you if you can use all the cookies or whatever. And then this one, like, on the bottom, it was like, it said accept cookies, or on the bottom, it was like, please don't sell my data. And I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, no, literally. Yeah, that's what cookies are. You can either, like, that's cool that they make it so that it said, like, please don't sell my data, because it's like, okay, I'm trying to teach you. This is what this means. If you click yes, I'm going to use your data. Yeah. You know, to sell it.
Exactly. Because they try to, like cookies, like, yeah, I want, like, you can use my cookies.
Turn cookies on? Okay, sure. You know?
Like, but, like, it's, like, legit, like, your life that they're...
No, yeah, that's just crazy. I'm sorry. Am I allowed to cuss?
Yes.
Oh, okay. You're
good. It's not, this podcast is not made for kids.
Okay.
I have to put that on YouTube.
Okay.
So transitioning out of that a little bit, let's get into a little bit about like you as an artist, because that's how I found you. Actually, it's funny because I think I saw your I don't want to say it wrong. Dale.
Yeah,
your Dale video. I saw that sometime after I did an episode with D Banks and Central Coast Gia, because that's when I started kind of getting in. That was like my first steps into the door of like this Central Coast like ecosystem. And I think after that, because I remember when it first came out, I was like, oh shit, this is dope. And like, this was before I even knew who you were. And then I was like, oh, that was cool as fuck. And then and like that was like the first impression that I got of you. And I was like, okay, cool. And then skipping forward, that's when I was looking at my podcast like guest list. I'm like, all of it's dudes. I'm like, what? I need some girls on here. Like I can't just be sitting down with dudes everywhere. Yeah. Like I can't just have that. Like I need diversity in here with girls. I need like it can't just be an all guy show. Like I don't want like an all guy show. You know?
No, yeah.
So I asked on my story. I was like, yo, like, is there any like girls that want to come on? Like, or if you know any girls that would be down to come on, like recommend them. And then Odyssey recommended me you. I was like, and I clicked on it. I was like, this is the girl that did that video. And so I rewatched it again, and I'm like, and it was funny because after I rewatched it, like full circle back, how you're talking about how you're just like more of a storyteller, and less of like a metaphor or joke writer. You know what I mean? Like with the punchline
like
and
punchline.
stuff. And it made complete sense because that whole video was just like a story. Like,
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and so that's really cool. And so it leads me to my first question, like, because like I think like the way you present yourself and the way like you kind of are as a person, like what I'm getting from now too, like there's like an X factor about you, you know, like people are drawn to you, you know. Ooh. And like and so I'm just like wondering, like, what do you think that is? Like, what do you think like your X factor is as far as like your music and or personality?
Well, it's cool that you say that you refer to it as like an X factor, because I feel like when it comes to, I'm right now like speaking as an artist, a lot of artists put this not themselves, but like, well, themselves too, but everyone around them, like there's like this unspoken like pressure to sell yourself as a product. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's all about data. Like we're talking about, it's all about data.
Yeah.
Data. What do you say? Data.
Data. I think I say data.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's all about data.
Yeah,
I feel like data felt weird to me right then.
If you say data, I feel like you're the person that sells it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
data,
my brain was breaking it down like data. But basically,
it makes sense. It blew right past me. I was like, okay.
But basically, you know, like you got like, in order for you to have a team or to acquire a team to get you to where you want to get, there has to be something in it for them as well, you know? So that's when you get like record labels getting super like new artists to sign to them for a ridiculously low number with some crazy ass terms, because there's this pressure for you to like live up to what an aspiring artist should do.
Right.
And that comes with like, you know, following the trends and like talking about the same shit that everyone's talking about. Like whatever sells, you gotta work on that and jump on it. You know what I mean?
Successful.
Yeah, exactly.
Quote unquote successful.
So I feel like my entire creative journey has been like to avoid that. And what I've been trying to do like since I ever first wrote a rap song is to just express my soul and like just like build that genuine connection with other human beings that can either relate to what I'm saying or appreciate what I'm saying and sharing with them and being so receptive to it. So I feel like if you would consider an X factor, is I would say that like I'm more meticulous in the sense of like, nah, I'm not just gonna drop a song like every month because I have to and it's expected, otherwise I fall off the face of an earth and I don't make it as an artist. Right. You know what I mean?
I hear you,
like it's more of like, okay, I'm gonna follow my process. Like I'm not ready to express myself even though I have all these songs I'm sitting on in an album yet. Like I'm not ready for that. Like I want to make my first album like iconic. Like I want to make it a story.
Right.
I want it to be like, it's not just gonna be like an album with the track list. It's gonna be like every single track list represents like a chapter of like a possible short film, or like, you know what I mean?
I hear you. Yeah.
Like I try to be so meticulous in that sense, and I feel like that's why writing is such like a very intense process for me, because I have to make sure that every single bar is like meaningful.
It matters, yeah.
You know, it matters.
Especially in a like 2-3 minute song, like
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
everything has to matter.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You
So,
want, like,
yeah.
Because I was weird too. Because I remember I was listening to, because I just watched not for the first time, but I rewatched Straight Outta Compton. And I was listening. I would listen like, because you know you start hearing the old hits again.
Yeah.
And you're going like, and like I look at my girlfriend, she's bopping too, and I'm like, there's something about a hit where like the reason why it's a hit because every bar that was spit like was just like
It had a purpose.
it had a purpose. It wasn't just like a filler bar, or like
Yeah,
it
or
was, like,
just to rhyme or to give the vibe. Like,
Yeah.
nah, it had a purpose.
exactly.
Yeah.
So I definitely feel what you're saying, and that like, so that's kind of like your ex. Like you're almost like on your own time.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I like that. I'm
So it
on my
feels like-
own time, bro.
You know what I mean? Because it's because like that happens. Felt like that with me too. Like as a podcaster, because I feel that same thing. It's
Yeah.
like, you know, to be a successful podcaster, you have to be like signed to a network.
Yeah,
like, You have this
exactly.
fancy studio. You gotta have the equipment. You gotta
Yeah.
have all this stuff. But it's like I'm not ready for all that. Like,
Yeah,
even if I had
no.
all that stuff, I wouldn't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
You know, and so
Yeah.
I remember like that me too, because like some of my friends too would like when I'm talking, or like or even just new people in general, and I mentioned that I have a podcast. First thing they're like, oh, you should do this, do this, this. I'm like, yeah, I'm not ready for all that. Like
Yeah.
that's like way over there. Like
Yeah.
I'm barely like my foot's barely like in
Yeah.
the water right now
Yeah.
at this point. Like, so it's like we need to slow down,
Mm-hmm.
slow down. You know, that's why I say like on your own time. You know,
Yeah,
like,
most definitely. I think a really good way to think about it is just to let yourself grow, you know? Literally, like, just explore that growth, but, like, individually. Like, not be so dependent on, like, outside factors
yeah.
to either, like, identify you or, like, to give you some sort of, like, to validate you.
Yeah.
That's what I was looking for.
Validate yourself.
Yeah, yeah. It's more of like fuck all that validation. Like, just keep working on what it is that you're trying to express to the universe.
Yeah.
Whether it be a podcast,
Yeah.
whether it be a music video, whether it be a short film, etc., etc.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. Makes
So,
sense.
yeah, I feel like. So actually, before like this Instagram that I recently like have been trying to. Like, it's the only one I use now.
Right.
Before when I released Dale, I was using my old account, and it was the handle was Sweeter Than Pan Dulce, and it was
See,
like,
that's the one I would follow.
yeah. See, okay, so like I had that Instagram, like I've had it since probably like 7th grade. Like, that was the Instagram that I used throughout high school, that I like, you know, I had its own little network of people that personally knew me, but only in the sense that, like, they didn't know I was an artist, you know, like, it wasn't that audience.
Right.
So then when I found out I could rap, I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna just turn.
I could rap this.
Yeah.
I felt, well, I can rap.
Yeah. No, I'm like, I'm a rapper now, okay, guys?
Okay, bad bitch alert.
But when I found out I could rap and I wanted to like express myself and share that with my social media, it was like,
That wasn't the crowd.
it's not that it wasn't the crowd, because it did grow. You know, I had like probably like 1,000 followers, and then like after the video, it got to like 2,500 followers, and I was like, this is cool. I have 2,500 followers. This is awesome. I'm popping, you know. But then and I was like, the engagement was there and everything, but I was like, you know what? I think it's better to just start from the ground up. Like, I'm just gonna be like, hey guys, this is my Instagram. I am an artist. You know, my name is Esperanzita. If you want to follow my journey into like my creative journey, then this is the account to follow, you know?
Yeah.
And so like this one is more just like me expressing myself as an artist. And I guess, I mean, I don't want to like separate the identities, because like, you know how some artists have like different personas to what they are known as.
Yeah.
But I feel like with me in general, I try to keep them, they're like intertwined, you know?
Yeah, I know. what
And
you're saying.
I'm not saying that it's completely separate for every other artist. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure a lot of people can relate to what I just said. But
Yeah. I mean, I can.
yeah,
Do the
exactly.
same thing.
Yes. See, so, but I guess what I lost it. What was I trying to say? I guess. Oh yeah. So the reason I switched over to this Instagram and like starting from the ground up, it's like, okay, when I first started, I had like 100 followers, and it was like people who just fucked with my art. Right. And now I'm at like 500 and something followers, but it's people who know I'm an artist. People who know that I'm.
It's easier for you to see it. Like,
yes, like, exactly.
This isn't like a person like I went to preschool with anymore.
Yeah, you know? Exactly. Like, oh, this is someone who's following me because they've fuck with what I'm posting. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah. So it felt good to start from scratch, and I feel like the return on investment in creating a genuine ROI in creating a genuine like account, or like, you know, a genuine like connection with your audience is like insane. Like you think about super independent artists like Snow the Product. Right. Or like Reverie, or like Gavlin. Like those are all like independent. Like, well, actually, Gavlin I believe is signed now, but those are artists that have built like Fora. Do you listen to Fora?
I feel like I know that name.
Okay, well, Fora is like. What I'm trying to get at is like there's so many independent artists that have been putting in the work for like the past like decade. Exactly. Little Bones, exactly. So it's like people building their genuine like fan base, genuine connection from the ground up, and like it doesn't mean like nowadays when you can pop off with one video, like I just feel like it's so important to just like remind yourself to ground yourself, and it's like keep your eye on the prize, like in the long run, you know?
Yeah.
Like I'm not worried about popping off. I'm worried about establishing this connection with my audience. So as I'm evolving as an artist, they don't feel like I'm scamming them when I change as a person, and all of a sudden I'm interested in like something, a different genre, or you know what I mean?
I hear you. Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah, because I mean the numbers are crazy too, because I think we spoke about this in Odyssey's episode was. Like if you had 100 fans that fuck with you and played your song 100 times each.
Oh yeah.
Like the numbers are crazy.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like you don't need like 30, 70, 80K or whatever like, people. Like eventually you want to work there, of course, but you need that 100. Like you need like because I feel like there's a magic number in 100.
Yeah.
You know, if you get like 100 people to like fuck with you, that's like imagine if 100 people right here watching us.
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
You know what I mean? Because like and that's what's crazy. That's why it's like numbers are like so like what's the word, like washed down?
Yeah.
You know, because it's like I do an episode of a podcast and like, you know,
congested. Congested? What do you mean washed down?
Yeah, getting to that point. Like when you wash them down, so it's like okay, the podcast I listen to, like they're like, you know, sometimes they'll drop numbers and it's like, oh, like it's like not a lot or whatever, but I'm happy when I get 100 plays, 200 plays. I'm like, cuz 100 people was like, our podcast, sure, I'll invest that in you. Like I'm like, fuck yeah, like you gave me an hour, like that's insane. You know what I mean? Like to give someone an hour like of your time, like you know what I mean? Especially with like podcast, because there's so like because we're like everyone, like me, you, everyone that's putting out stuff, we're all competing with Joe Rogan, we're all competing with, you know, Drake, we're all competing with these people for attention. Essentially, like everyone's in the game of like getting your attention, and if you're putting out content, you're in competition with the biggest of them. You know what I mean? And so the fact that you had people that took the time, even if it's 100 people, like hundreds, like, oh, like it's only 100 plays, like boohoo, whatever. But it's like if you had 100 people, like if we were just sitting here talking and 100 people just walked in the room, like I'll check this out. Like that's crazy. Like that would be like almost nerve wracking.
Yeah, most definitely.
You know, and so that's like that's what I mean by washed down. Like, you'd be like 100 plays, man, like that. This podcast ain't popping, but it's like, but in actuality, if you think about 100 people, like to that are like cared enough to like come in and like sit down for an hour or whatever, maybe if it's 30 minutes, who cares? But it's like that's like I don't know, all time is precious. You know what I mean? So it's like that's just like that's what I mean about
yes.
Coming back to you.
Yeah, you know what? And I feel like that's. And it's so beautiful that you brought up like how time is precious, because I was thinking that when you were talking about earlier how you know, you get anxiety when you're like just chilling, just like doing nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like I feel the same way. I feel like as I grow older, it's like I'm aware that time is so precious that I don't want to waste a single second, you know? So if I'm reading a book, it's going to be a book that's gonna enrich my mind in one way or another. If it's gonna be for leisure, like it's gonna enrich my mind in the sense that it's gonna allow me to relate to the like those like like whatever I'm into like a lot of like, you know, like sci-fi, like romance and stuff like that. So it's like the leisure, I'm indulging in those, like in that good energy that I want to indulge in, you know. But it's like, I feel like it's like a little hurdle that I had to overcome, where I felt like it's okay to do stuff like that, because there's this pressure of constantly like being so productive, like with everyone, like if you don't start your own business and you're working for someone else, then you're a failure in life at this point, you know. And it's like there's so much pressure around like how we spend our time, but there's so much like mumbo jumbo within like everything that we intake to distract us from our time.
It's easy to waste time.
Yeah, it's like so super easy to waste time.
It's like the easiest thing to do, actually.
Yeah,
you know. But yeah, actually, one thing I wanted to chime in on that and almost throw a challenge to you and everybody here. And I mean, I've already kind of been taking on the challenge a little bit. It's hard, but because right now the book I'm reading, Charlemagne the God, titled "Black Privilege, Opportunity Comes to Those Who Make It or Take It." I forgot how it ends, but that's the title. That's the book, and I've intaked a lot of Charlemagne the God like since COVID started, because that's when I started listening to the Breakfast Club.
Okay.
And that's when I found out about him, and then through him I found out about his other podcast, Brilliant Idiots, and then from Brilliant Idiots I've gone into Flagrant 2, so it's just like been this wormhole. But so I listen to these, like I don't listen to the Breakfast Club as much, but I listen to Brilliant Idiots like every week since like almost the past like 5-6 months, so that's a lot of hours.
That's cool.
And so I've got to know like Charlemagne like a decent amount, you know, and now that I'm reading his book, and he mentioned in his book briefly, but I think he's gonna expand on it later, but one thing he took on, and he said it helped him a lot, was to start reading and or intaking things that don't entail you, like things that are like outside your interest, things that are outside like yourself. Like if you don't like, so say if you're like all about like whatever one thing, then you're gonna consume all that. But then like if you see like a magazine about another thing, you're like, I'm not gonna read that. But it's like, take some time to read it though, like, you know what I mean? Like, and so he like he would always say like his mom would always tell him that she'd be like, you need to start reading stuff that doesn't involve you, that doesn't like that you may not have interest in, but you should take time and read about it.
Yeah,
you know, because like it will broaden your perspectives.
Yeah, most
it will broaden
definitely.
your like mindset, mentality, everything.
Yeah,
you know, so
yeah,
just bringing that to you.
No, yeah,
it's a challenge,
and you know
want to
what?
accept it.
It's funny because like I feel like TikTok has helped me do that. Circling back to TikTok.
Okay, full circle.
But like, you know, I've always been a creative person, like always, my entire life. I've always been super creative, whether it was visually like drawing or like, you know, like I used to do theater in high school, and now I'm like pursuing like rap. So it's like, it's always been a different outlet. But recently, on TikTok, I came across like people modeling with clay, like doing like and starting their own businesses, like with earrings, like making like little figurines with clay. And like I just thought, I was like, I want to buy myself some clay. Like I've never used clay to model or anything like that. Like let's do it, you know? And so I did it. I haven't touched it. I haven't made
Sounds about right.
Yeah, sounds about right. Another hobby that I picked up and dropped before starting. But like I totally, like, it was nice to like get out of my comfort zone and just be like, oh, this is cool. But I mean, I kind of did the opposite of what you're trying to say, because I entailed myself.
Right. Well, it's hard. It's really hard to do.
Yeah.
I mean, because it's something it's in the back of my head now. And so now sometimes where I'm like, I mean, I think I even started it with like underground music, because I remember like if I didn't know the person and like because like I'd always listen to like D Banks and like these people that I know, like but like when someone out, like another artist came along or whatever, I'm like nah, you know, like this. But now I'm like, you know what, why not though? You know, like he's doing the same thing I'm doing, you know, but it's music. Or even with like art or whatever someone's doing, like, and I come across their page, like I'm like, I wouldn't take it. Like it has nothing to do with me, but like, you know, like I'll come out and like,
oh shit,
you know, like say what's up or whatever it takes, you know. And I'm just like, and like, but like I still have that mentality for some things where I'm like, nah, whatever. But then like, I'll circle back and I'm like, nah, let's actually check it out. Like let's give that time. Like you have to put that energy out in the world if you want to accept that energy back. You know, so it's like you kind of have to you know, and that's kind of where like that quote is like rooted in for me, is like, it's like the more you give out, like it's just like the best you'll be, you know. Like I think it's just like and again, as I learned this from Gary Vee, it's just like just give, and then like everything else will be like okay, like you'll be fine, trust me, you know. It's like I'm kind of like buying into that more.
Yeah,
like,
if you
give and do stuff without like no, you don't gotta pay me back. No, like don't. Yeah. You don't have to worry about it or whatever.
It's like abundance. You give abundance, you receive abundance.
Yeah, it's just like full circle shit. So
yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
That's cool.
Yeah. So let's see what else we got here. I mean, I feel like we've had a great conversation. We haven't went over anything I wrote down.
Dude, I'm sorry. I feel like when you ask me a question, I kind of just like go off the rails and like don't even address.
Oh no,
what you're
so
saying.
I didn't say that in a bad thing. I didn't say that on a bad thing.
Okay.
I don't even care. Like I'm just saying like in general. I was like, damn, like that's why it's actually a good thing because the conversation is just so enriched.
Yeah, true.
You know
It's more organic as opposed to like following a structure.
Yeah, and I never do. Like honestly, like my outlines are always there just for like. Just in case.
If in case, as a fallback.
As a fallback, yeah. That's what my outlines are for. Cause if like, cause sometimes you like, especially in the beginning.
Yeah.
You know, when you talk, like a person might be short answered.
Oh yeah.
You don't know the vibe yet.
Yeah,
like, you
true.
know what I mean. So it's like I have to have something to talk about just in case they're super nervous, shy, or they just don't have a lot to say in the beginning. You know? So it's like that. The outline's like, all right. Let's talk. Hello. You know what I mean? Like,
let's cut the cake open. Let's do it.
Let's get into it. You know, is cereal soup? No. I thought that was a funny one, honestly.
That was a good one. It really got it really grinds my gears though. Cereal soup, I guess.
So one thing I do have on here, I think it's a cool transition into is because we talked earlier off mic about some music that you're into nowadays, and so that actually piques my interest even more into this question, and that actually is like, what's your like history with music, like because you, and even the way you speak about it, it intrigues me even more about this answer, because you're like, oh, I just found out I could rap, things like that, you know. It's like so like it's really like intrigues me, like what is your history with music, like what was your first, like how did you even figure out how you could rap?
Oh, I see. Okay.
What is that first experience with music and like just your relationship in general with it?
Yeah, well, I mean, I feel like I've always been super influenced by everyone around me, like all their different music tastes. Like my mom was really into like rancheras, and like I would listen to a lot of like Jenny Rivera and like a bunch of like, you know, Spanish music. And my dad was into like more like alternative music, so he's the one who introduced me to like Avenged Sevenfold and like Kiss. I would listen to Kiss. My dad was like really old school. He would always listen to it.
That old rock.
Yeah. And so and my brother grew up listening to like Chicano gangsta rap, like, you know, like SPM, MB Riders, like that vibe, bro. Oh my god, I love MB Riders. But then it wasn't until like middle school where I started finding out that I absolutely like loved rap, and like I just started exploring like a lot of different rappers, and I would like stay up all night because I had like a little boombox. It was before I ever really had like my own like device to be able to use. My phone was like one of those like that you could just text, you know. I never had a web browser on my phone until I was like in freaking high school. And so I would like, I remember I bought Nicki Minaj's CD, what is it called? The first CD that she released.
Is the one where it's like all pink?
Yeah.
I know. I don't know the name of it, but I know the
How
cover.
can I not remember the name of it? I feel like a poser right now. But anyway,
hey,
so
it's hard to do it on the spot.
But anyway,
it's hard to do it on the spot.
So I would like play that all the time. I would take it into the truck with me, and like it just always was on me, and I knew every single song, like every single bar.
Yeah.
And my sisters would tell me, girl, you're gonna be a rapper when you grow up. Girl, you're so good at rapping, because I would like rap along to Nicki Minaj. Yeah. And so like I just always had like this feeling in my head that I was gonna like be a rapper. And so after high school, like during the high school times, like when I would like party and stuff, Back then, back in the old days, I freestyled drunk with my homies in like this like weird ass party that this like guy was just chill. Like everyone was like, the party was outside. It was in the house in the backyard, and then you go into like this little like garage and it's all janky. There's like this guy on a computer and like his little studio set up. He's all sitting there like shirtless in his shorts. What's up, guys? Come on in. We're making some rap in here. It's like, okay,
we're making some rap in here.
Literally.
It sounds like a dinner dish.
We're making some rap in here, bro.
We got potatoes on the side.
But everyone was drunk, so it's like everyone's bars were like trash, you know?
Right. Except
so I
for
mean,
yours,
like,
though, right?
Yeah. I mean, mine were pretty trash too, but like that's when I found out that I could like rap. Like I had the cadence and everything, even without following along to someone else's lyrics, you know? Mm-hmm. That was when I realized it. So basically, like just drunk freestyling, I realized I could rap. And then like later on, I never really pursued it. But then after I had my son, I had this like brief, well, it wasn't very brief. I would say probably like for the first 2 years of his life, I had really bad depression. Like it was postpartum depression that extended up until he was like 2 years old. And so I was so depressed, and I felt like I had like, when I was younger, what would define me was like social media and like social interaction with other people. But then I had my son, and it like completely cut me off from everyone around me, because everyone's at, you know, when we're growing up, we're all in different stages of our lives. Right. My friends were not there yet. My friends were not having kids yet, you know? Right. So it like cut me off from everyone. I became very reclusive, and the only self-expression that I had was music, poetry. And so I would post like little snippets onto my Snapchat when I would make something fun. And one time my friend Futai, I'll never forget, she responded to my Snapchat story and she was like, "Girl, when are you going to make an album?" Like I would stream that, just FYI. And I was like, what the fuck? You would? Bitch, okay. So then that's when I started like exploring like, okay, maybe I could write a song. And so I wrote my first song ever. And at that time, my relationship was rocky, so it's titled Ho. And it was basically just about like, you know, bad experience with the relationship. But that was my first song ever, and ever since then, like, I've just been writing, basically. Yeah.
do you get like a euphoric feeling when you write, like when you're deep in that flow? Or
I mean, I wouldn't say that it's like euphoric, but like
energy is insane.
It's insane, bro. Like I transcend. No, I mean, it's beautiful because like communication, like connection with other humans is just so beautiful. You understand a lot about yourself by getting to know other people, you know?
Bars.
Yeah. That's a bar right there.
That was a bar. I might steal that for some merch. That was a bar.
But so I feel like that's what really appealed to me when it comes to writing. What appeals to me? It's like I'm getting to know, I'm unloading all of this baggage into this song, and I'm sharing it in case someone else out there relates to it. And like, it's happened, you know, like right now I only have 3 songs out on Spotify, but I have people who have been following me from when I first started posting my freestyle videos. And they're like, "Girl, I've listened to every verse that you've posted, and it's like, it resonates with me so much, and like, it's so cool to like listen to that on a track, you know?" And so it's like someone who could be listening to Dale in 10 years, like it's gonna mean a lot to them, because they're gonna be like, wow, I remember listening to this back when she was posting freestyle videos, and like resonates back to a time in their life and what they were doing and why it resonated with them then and there, you know? So I just think that's what really what I love about music is just like the ability to connect with other people and tell your story at the same time.
Right. Yeah. It's amazing feeling to like see people picking up what you're putting down. Exactly.
And what I always say, it's like people being so receptive to your energy, you know, and like wanting to indulge in it. Like that shit is wholesome.
Yeah. I definitely hear that like fully too, because that's like the best like messages I get is like, yo, like the podcast is dope. Like I felt like I was there with you, like while you guys were chopping it up, whatever. Like that, like phrase to me is like, okay, like that's like the experience that I'm trying to go for, you know, where it's like, because I call it the sit down because it's an open table. Like you can come, like that's the saying of the show, like come sit down with us, like join the conversation, like you, like, and I also made it at a time like where it's like for also for people where it's like, if you like are going through something, or if you feel alone, like come sit down with us, like join the conversation over here. That's why I do like a mixture of like some serious ones, some funny entertainment ones, like just where like you can come join the table and like sit down with us, you know, and like, and when I try to create that with certain different elements, you know, different editing elements, and like leaving certain things in and stuff like that, and you know, and it just put it out in the world, and like I hope people get it, and then like, but then when people like respond with that, you're just like, yes,
mission accomplished.
Like there it is. Like that's why we do it. You know? And
that's dope.
It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, it's very it's so gratifying to be able to just know that someone is out there like indulging in those vibes and just benefiting from it
and waiting for your next shit.
Yeah, exactly. Waiting for your next shit. Exactly. It's like when it gets to a point where like in the beginning, like only people that I knew would gas me up. You know, it was only people that I personally knew or that were like, you know, supporting my aspirations as a creative. But now that like I feel like I'm starting to build a more genuine like and like network and connection, like when it comes to showing off my art or, you know, whatever it is that I create, when it comes to presenting that to who it is that I'm networking with, it feels more of a genuine connection. And I'm starting to explore like I get hit up by people in Ventura that I didn't even know about up until like a month ago, and now they're like, they fuck with me to the point where it's like, okay, I support you, like I'm excited to see you grow, you know? So it's cool to be able to see that support from people that I never even knew, and not just because they're my cousin or whatever. Yeah, you know. Yeah. It makes like
that's like the best thing in the world. Like I love that feeling as well. Like when people are like, yo, like I heard the podcast, I want to talk to you too. I'm like, you want to talk to me? Like what? Like why do you want to talk to me?
Yeah, that's
you know,
cool.
But it's just like it's so exciting. It's like hell yeah, come on this shit.
Yeah,
let's talk then.
Let's get it then. Yeah. That's, you're opening up you're opening yourself up, you know?
Yeah. It's funny because the way you put it, it's like how you put your music, how you like giving, but also like telling your story too. That's how I feel about podcasting as well, you know, because like I'm the only same element in every episode, you know, because it's a different guest every time. But through that, I get to tell my story in like different angles in different ways because I'm talking to different people. Yeah, you know, so like if you listen to everything, like you'll probably have a good understanding of who I am and where I was and, you know, things like that. Because even when I listen to other episodes, like if you go back and listen to my first like 3, I was really like mean to myself. If you go back and really listen to the stuff I would say, like you can see like my my self-esteem wasn't as high.
Oh, okay.
You can see it. Like I just put that out there. I don't know if you guys could see it, but I like when I go back, I'm like, damn, like I was like that. Like
you're all analyzing
like, I was just
it.
in a different place, a different headspace, like all that stuff. So you can definitely hear like even like the way I speak about myself like change. Yeah. You know, as I grew more confident, as I grew more out of it, you know, and it's just cool to see,
Dude, I can relate to that 100% because like when I first started writing my verses, sometimes it would be something like I would experiment with like, you know, filler bars just to make something rhyme because I wanted to portray whatever it was that I wanted to portray and make it sound good. And so I would like beat myself up about it, and I used to be like that's stupid, I can't release that, like bro, that's such a stupid line, like why did I say that? But it's like looking back at it, like now I'm able to like sit down and create and be so meticulous with it, but not beat myself up about it like I used to, or not feel like I need to do something a certain way. Like it's just like trusting the process. That's what it is. Trusting the process.
Trust the process, exactly. Trust the time it takes for you to do things, you know. And
have confidence that it's going to be good.
It's going to work.
It's going to work. It's going to be good.
Yeah, exactly. unfortunately, I mean, due to time, we're gonna have to wrap this up.
Oh yeah. Oh shit! It's already 3:00.
Yeah. But I feel like I feel like there's a lot more to be said.
Yeah.
There's a lot more to be said between us. I feel like we definitely gonna need another episode, maybe in season 3.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely, because I feel like we could there's like so much more we can go over. Honestly.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Definitely.
It's pretty crazy.
Y'all don't know me.
You don't know her yet.
I'm just kidding.
So the way I like to end the show is by giving my guests their last words on the mic.
Oh shit.
Whether it's a message to the people that they, that listen to them or whatever, or it's even a message to your future self. Whatever it is, it's your last words on the mic, and then when you hand it back over to me, I'll go ahead and close the show.
Okay. I mean, I feel like we've had some really good conversation here, and I feel like overall the theme has been trust the process, believe in yourself, and trust the process.
And have fun.
Yeah, have fun. So overthink shit.
Yeah.
I think that's all I'm going to say.
Okay. And where can they follow you when they find you?
Oh, yeah. Okay. So you guys can follow me at Esperanzita Creates on Instagram. I'm Esperanzita on all platforms, on Apple Music, Spotify. Y'all go watch the Dale music video. I got some gems coming this year, so stay tuned, but subscribe.
And I'll throw a link of that video in the description, and all your handles in the description as well. So
nice.
If you don't know how to spell that, it'll be down below. So go check down there.
One more thing, I'm so sorry.
Oh, no, yeah, go ahead.
You said I want to pronounce it right. You're all Dale. So one thing that cracks me up is that people pronounce it Dale.
Oh.
It's not Dale.
It's
okay,
not Dale.
guys, it's Dale.
So get that right, all right? But it's been a pleasure.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
No, thank you for coming on. It's been fun. I hope we get another one in, because I think another episode is needed. But other than that, hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Thank you so much for listening to this podcast. It's been me, your host, aka OMG, and I'll see y'all next week. Peace.
Cool. Thanks so much for having me.
That was fun.
That was a lot of fun.
That was so fun. The song chosen for this episode obviously was Esperanzita, and it's her smash hit, Dale. I hope you guys enjoy.
Estoy publicando mi creencia, los que lo sienten empiezan, bailando, gritando al sol y la luna, sube energía de pies a cabeza. Dime que lo sientes, mami, ese ritmo es la tierra, Cali, que te lleva a tu clima casi. Dale, muy fácil, baby, she shaking her ass, never an object, but she want that cash. Oh, she a boss, so she getting it fast, working just one day and having a blast, like sipping and playing it cool, blazing a joint while you acting a fool, dodging the hate, fuck your respect, mommy don't ever need you to accept, so don't you forget when you hate on my shit. I've been through a lot of fucking dwell on it, healed the wounds on my back, overcame the hardships, and I did it on my own, fuck your own opinion, threatened by the thought that a female gotta win, I'ma shoot my shot, no I gotta represent, let motherfuckers know I'm not here to make amends, and I get it on my own, no need to be a friend, cause I'm that bitch, shorty, and I write on my shit, all body, any beat, any verse, I got it, hit a tempo with soul, I'm on it, I'm that bitch, shorty, and I write on my shit, all body, any beat, any verse, I got it, hit a tempo with soul, I'm on it, so I be rocking my crown, blessed you be when you're sharing my grounds, mother is praising the sound, feminine energy radiates loud, bring it around, found empowerment, purpose and truth, egos is mad cause we cutting them loose, doing our thing, ain't got nothing to prove, making these moves, baby, this nothing new. I swear to God, females can't make moves without being judged. You showing too much skin, you not showing enough. You doing too much, you not doing enough. You can't rap, bitch, fuck you. Fuck you. Estoy publicando mi creencia, los que lo sienten empiezan, bailando, gritando al sol y la luna, sube energía de pies a cabeza. Dime que lo sientes, mami, ese ritmo es la tierra, Cali, que te lleva a tu clima casi. Dale, muy fácil. Publicando mi creencia, los que lo sienten empiezan, bailando, gritando al sol y la luna, sube energía de pies a cabeza. Dime que lo sientes, mami, ese ritmo es la tierra. tierra cali, que te lleva a tu clima casi. Dale, 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 muy fácil.